Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I wanted to come and run my mouth. I just woke up from a nap. Oh, God. So, and I fell asleep in my contacts, which I really kind of like. It wasn't on purpose. Like, I kept telling myself, get up and take your contacts out, because I tried not to even take naps in my contacts anymore, because I used to have it really bad, falling asleep completely overnight in my contacts. But now I don't, I try not to even go take naps whenever I do in my contacts. And I kept telling myself, get up, get up, get up, get up, and take your contacts out. But then I woke up. And so, yeah, my eyes feel a little dry and a little red, but we're going to be all right. Okay. So we're back, and we are going to be talking about And Just Like That. This is season 3, episode 1. Forgive me for being late with the review. I literally had these notes sitting right here since Sunday. It is Tuesday, and I just never got around to um, doing the review. I meant to do it last night, but I had to go to sleep due to me having to wake up this morning to go to my niece's graduation. Girl, she graduated from pre-K. Girl, she's going to kindergarten. So yeah, she graduated from pre-K, and so I had to get up. I had to go to sleep last night, get some, So, anyways, so which is why I took a nap when I got off because I really didn't get any sleep last night. But anyways, let's get into the review. So, okay, it starts out Carrie. We just gonna talk because again I'm late, so I'm probably not gonna go in any particular order. Carrie, it starts out she's sending a postcard to Aiden. So basically, her and Aiden have this thing where they send postcards to each other. Um, Aiden and her are, I guess, on a break. His son was having some issues, and Aiden felt like he needed to be there at least until they left the nest. So the plan is for them to come back together, I guess, in 5 years to see what it do. Girl, so crazy, y'all. I I would watch Sex in the City all the time. It came on TV, but I would never just really sit down when it was on um, before it before the series ended. Anyways, I went back to watch because I was like, let me just go back and watch and catch up and see the things that I've missed. I didn't realize how many episodes I actually had watched. I thought I probably watched like 50% of the episodes. I probably already watched like 75% of the episodes. So when I was rewatching, I started back from season 1 all the way up until the series finale. And I was like, oh, so anytime an episode would come on, I was like, oh, okay, I've already seen this before. Oh, I remember this scene. Oh, I remember this too. So, anyways, I know all the background, all the stories, all that stuff. When I say baby Carrie, it's harder for a man. I don't care what nobody say. Girl, Charlotte, she's a fool. She's in love with the fairy tale. She wants she wants a Cinderella story. But that Carrie, girl, please. When I tell you Carrie and Big probably had the most ghettoest. Girl. When I tell you, baby, Carrie and Big had a ghetto love story, ghetto. I don't care what nobody say. And now Carrie is sitting around, girl, in her 50s, right? She's in her 50s, right? Even contemplating thinking about waiting on a man for 5 years. I think it's dumb. It's dumb to me because Carrie wants to be in a relationship. I mean, I guess she wants to be in a relationship with Aiden. I think most of them think that it's dumb. Later on in the episode, her and Anthony girl upset her because Anthony started asking questions like, "Girl, like basically, like, what does he want you to do? What are you doing? What's going on? What do you mean you don't know when he's coming back?" Girl, the questions that I feel like, even though some people could probably consider it overstepping, but and maybe I need to work on it too. But if that was my friend, the questions that Anthony asked would more than likely be something I would be concerned about too, and I would probably ask. Like, girl, what? Like, you just want to tell us that you don't know when he coming back. You don't know. Girl, what are you doing? Girl, what are you doing? Girl, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Anyways, Carrie, Miranda, and Charlotte are at a lesbian bar. They're there to support Miranda. She, has been going by herself, and she was just tired of going to the bar by herself, so they came with her. There's a woman across the room they uh, who's smiling at Miranda, and so they think that it's a prospect for Miranda. They were like, "Okay, girl, we about to go. You found you somebody." Honey comes out to be turns out to be her Brady's hey Brady's babysitter. She didn't remember her, so that was a no go. So it's the end of the night, and girl, the lights up, the lights then came on. Everybody's leaving the bar, and a woman approaches Miranda. Girl, it was Rosie O'Donnell. I said, "Come on, Rosie!" And she, tells Miranda that she's beautiful, and she tells her that she has a hotel room. And Miranda's like, "Okay." So, honey, we all grown. We grown. We do what we want to do as long as it's consensual and safe, right? And they go back to the hotel room and have sex. The next day, they wake up. Honey, Miranda put that thing on her, baby. Girl, Mimi put that thing on her. Baby, the next day they wake up in the hotel room, and Mary, which is Rosie O'Donnell's character, tells her that that was her first time. Miranda thought that she meant this was her first time with a woman. No, this is her first time with a person, period. And then proceeds to tell her that she's a nun. Girl, oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no. So later on, again, I'm not going to go in any particular order. I already said that. I'm just going to tell what's happening with Miranda. So now at this point, Mary is in love. You know how you be after your first time? Girl. So Mary, Miranda done put done put that vintage cat, girl, done put that good, New York City cat in New York. Girl, she done put that New York cat, that kitty cat on Mary. And Mary is over that girl, whipped and turning every, going every which way. So she, wants to always see Miranda. She invites Miranda out to some restaurant that her and what's her name? Carrie giggled about. Kind of like, girl, she want to take you where? Like kind of like, girl, who goes there? Except tourists probably, right? And then later on in the episode, she invites her to Central Park to go on what is it called? The horses. When you sit in the back in a horse, you know what I'm talking about, to go on a carriage. I think it's a carriage ride. Is it a carriage? Is that what it is? And then the last scene of them was when um, she invited Miranda to come to the Eminem um, the Eminem place in Times Square. She gets there, girl. She has a bag of M&Ms, and the M&M. She says the M&M stand for Mary and Miranda. And Miranda basically tells her, "Girl, do not give up what girl, do not give up what you got going on with God because of me." You know what I'm saying? And Mary basically told her the girl she's married to God. Girl, at one point, baby, why she started singing to Miranda in the middle of Times Square, I said, "Oh, girl." I said, "Oh, she's whipped, baby." Girl, oh, Sister Mary, sister is whipped, baby. Anyways, so Seema is, in this relationship with, I think his name was Ravi. He's a director. Anyways, he's in Egypt, and they have to kind of schedule FaceTimes and all that stuff. So she's in the bed, the FaceTime rings, she has on lingerie, and it's his assistant. I think it was his assistant. I think that's his assistant. And so she answers the FaceTime, titties out, not out, but lingerie on, and it's his assistant. And she's like, "Oh my God." And so he tells her that he's still busy and he can't, talk to her right now. I think it's been like a week since the last time they talked. And so they hang up. She lights a cigarette, falls asleep in the bed with a cigarette, and damn near set the whole goddamn building on fire. Ow. Oh, girl. And so um The firefighters have to come and all that stuff. Her hair is a mess, so she has to cut her hair off because again, she fell asleep, girl, smoking a cigarette. Later on in the episode, he finally comes to New York, and she's thinking that they're going to be spending the day together. You know, they have lunch, they had dinner plans. They leave and they go outside, and there's a white van parked in front of her place. And she's like, "What is this?" And he was like, "Oh, I need to go look at three different locations for a movie." And she's like, wait, am I dreaming?" Like, girl, I know I just didn't get all dressed up just to come out here and run around town, looking for, movie locations. So they get in the van. It's her, him, and like three other people, the assistant and a woman in the back, and then the driver. I think it was like a person in the front seat, the driver, two in the back, and then the assistant. And so they go to a location and they miss lunch, they miss dinner, and so she's over. When I tell you one thing I will say about that Seema, baby, Seema do not play with these niggas. She get them in and out. When something ain't right, Seema be like, "Girl, I gotta go." If it sound real iffy, if I gotta start changing who I am, it's a no. Seema don't play at all. She tried a little bit with Ravi. She was like, "You know what? I tried, right, with the FaceTime, us going around town, but this is not gonna work. This is not gonna work." And she basically told him, "Girl, this is over." Girl, baby. I said, "Baby, Seema, baby, get these niggas in and out, baby." Um, hmm. Charlotte. Charlotte is at the park with Lisa. And this woman accuses Charlotte's dog of attacking her dog. Long story short, come to find out, the bitch can't even see. Okay, so she getting all the dogs. Girl, she getting the dogs all confused. Girl, she getting the pit bulls confused with the chihuahuas. The chihuahuas confused with the Dalmatians. The Dalmatians confused with the Rockwalls. She getting all the dogs. She getting the poodles confused with the German shepherds. Girl, she don't know. She can't even see. So it probably wasn't even Miranda's, not Miranda. It probably wasn't even Charlotte's dog that attacked her dog, but she acted a fool to the point where Charlotte started to think that maybe it was her dog because in one scene she was at Lisa's home, I believe, and the dog was being aggressive with the dog that belonged to either Lisa or her daughter. I can't remember. They had a dog. It's a black dog. And so the dog started biting and chewing on the dog. And so I guess that kind of made Charlotte started to believe that maybe my dog could have done this because I've never really seen my dog be this aggressive before. But come to find out, so she goes to the park and she tells the woman later on, she goes back to the park and tells the woman that, "Okay, girl, I'll pay for your dog's um, veterinarian bill, right? I'll pay because I think the dog had to have surgery." And then another dog swooped in and she started screaming. And she basically thought that it was Charlotte's dog. She's like, "Girl, that's not even my dog." Like, and so Charlotte was like, "No, no, 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 no. I'm not paying for nothing. Girl, you can't even see. You don't know who attacked your dog. You don't know what dog, who dog attacked your dog." So Charlotte was like, "Girl, I'm out of here." So I know that's right. Um, Carrie. Baby, y'all know Carrie probably one of the flyest bitches on TV. Baby, that Carrie baby, I don't know who styles Carrie on and just like that, but that Carrie be fly as hell to me. Carrie is hands down one of the best dressed characters on TV. But baby, when she was walking through the park with Seema, Carrie had on excuse me, Carrie had on this big oversized hat. Not an oversized hat. It almost looked like I don't know what that was Carrie had on her goddamn head. I just know she looked a fool. I was like, what in the hell? And I saw, when they were filming the new season, some of the clips, not clips, but people saw them recording, I mean filming the show. And I saw this on the internet some months ago. Baby, I don't know what type of girl. get up that Carrie had on her head. When I tell you, it was a fool. Um, Lisa, Lisa is working on a documentary about unsung women. Girl, the people who she is presenting the project to, they tell her that they think it would be great to have Michelle Obama here in the documentary. And Lisa was like, Lisa was like, this one girl, why you think I know Michelle Obama? Because I don't. Girl, because I don't. Girl. So Michelle Obama is sung, right? Like, girl, this is about unsung women, and you talking about Michelle Obama, like that goes against the whole project, right? So later on in the episode, she has to throw together. Her husband is running for some position. Was it what is he running for? He's some political position, I believe. Anyways, his campaign manager wants Lisa to like throw him like a little what is it called? Um, a cocktail reception. And so she throws him a cocktail reception at the Red Rooster. Girl, if y'all have never been to the Red Rooster, it was so crazy because the first time I went, I was like, girl, whatever. It's a restaurant called the Red Rooster in Harlem, in New York. When I tell you, every time I go to New York, I go to Red Rooster now. The food is absolutely amazing. The vibe is absolutely amazing. So if you go to New York, make sure you go to Red Rooster. Again, it's in Harlem. That's where they shot this scene at. I like the fact that they are shooting scenes um, and places, and they're not changing up. Because basically, if you go to Harlem, if you go to Red Rooster, a lot of the people that I see, it's white people there, all that stuff. But they make it like this predominantly white restaurant. Does that make sense? What I'm trying to say? The people in the background, it was still niggas in the background. They just didn't up and change and say we're just gonna bring a whole bunch of white people in. Anyway, so yeah, so she's throwing a campaign, a cocktail reception, and then come to find out, I think her husband's campaign manager used to work in the White House, and so now she's trying to figure out when did he work in the White House, because if he worked in the White House, there's a chance that he may have a connection to Michelle Obama. You know, one thing I do love, believe it or not, not believe it or not, but one thing I do love is the fact that they have like a rich black family on TV. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes, not to go down this, not to go down this road, but it's just nice to see, even though I'm gay, it's just nice to see a wholesome family, whether it was a gay family, a straight family, non-binary. It's just good to see a well-to-do black family with kids who can put a sentence together, who go to private school, they ain't struggling in the hood. You know what I'm saying? They don't sound ignorant every time they say some shit. Like it's just good to see that they added, you know, just a nice, rich black family on TV. I like that. I do. I really like that. And girl, Lisa's husband, Nicole Ari Parker, whatever her husband name is, he is so cute to me. He like a you know how some people give you like handsome man. You know what I'm saying? Like he gives me like handsome man. Like girl, that's like a man. He's not like one of those overly gorgeous type of men, but he's like a handsome man to me, if that makes sense. Anyways, um, so yeah, so Carrie is in her home now. She moved out of her apartment. She purchased a home. I still want to know, girl. I'm nosy. I want to know how much money Carrie got from when Big fucked around and died in that shower, had that heart attack. Girl, I want to know how much money Carrie got. That's what I want to know. because they never told us. I remember he left. What was her name? Natasha, the one who the one who Carrie was cheating on Big with when she knocked her teeth, not knocked her teeth out, but you know, when not Carrie knocked her teeth out, but I know he left Natasha. What's her name? Natasha or Natalia? I can't remember. He left her like $1 million, right? But she said she didn't want it. Did she end up taking it? That thing I can't remember if she took it or not. A fool. Y'all be so mad, girl. That nigga dead, girl. You better take that money. Bitch, y'all done took that money, girl. Thank you. Bitch, fuck that nigga. He owed me this $1 million. Okay. Anyways, so Carrie's at her home. Her alarm keeps going off. Girl, that house looks humongous. It's so crazy because I was thinking in my head, I know that house has to be in the millions of dollars. And the fact that that kitchen looks the way it looks, you know what I'm saying? Like it just like I was like, I know that house probably about every bit of $3, $4, $5 million, girl. And girl, she probably still has to renovate that home. Anyway, so she hasn't done any renovations. She doesn't really have any decor up because she's ordering stuff. Stuff is still coming in. She says it's going to take 6 months for something to come in, so she's still doing it. And that's what she also told. I think Anthony and I think even the girls that she has enough time. The city is big, and with her, you know, doing her house, basically the 5 years that I guess she'll be waiting on Aiden, she'll have something to take up her time. So her alarm door, her back door keeps going off. It keeps saying anyway. Her alarm keeps going off, so she has to always run downstairs and put the code in because the alarm company keeps sending the cops. Did y'all hear when that heifer said when she called the security company and she said that her identifying code is Carrie and Aiden? I said, "Oh, girl." Anyway, she's running. She falls. I knew she was gonna slip and fall because when they showed her running down the stairs, they panned down to her feet. I said, "Okay, she's probably about to slip and fall." She slipped and fall. Had to call Miranda. I'm falling and I can't get up. Um, after I put after Anthony questioned her about what's going on with her and Aiden. I said, this bitch going I said, this bitch go, get exactly what I put. This bitch go home and shake a magic 8 ball. Outlook good. Girl, Carrie went home because, girl, Anthony had her riled up, baby. Anthony had Carrie pissed, baby. Girl, I put this bitch go home and shake a magic ball 8. Outlook good. So, baby, Aiden calls Carrie. He is pissy drunk. He wants to have phone sex. Carrie is in the bed. So, you know, he tells Carrie to touch on herself. And girl, what was that song? Remember when T-Boz tried to go solo, she had that song called Touch Myself? I still remember buying that song in high school. Girl, because I think it was a cassette tape. I just told my age. Maybe it was a cassette tape or an album or a CD. You know they used to come out with single CDs back then. Anyways, I remember that song she had called Touch. Was it called Touch Myself? Yes, God. Anyways, so Carrie starts to touch on herself. You know, she about to have phone sex with her man. Aiden is trying to pull his pants down because he's in the truck outside drinking beer. Because remember, that was another thing too. Because Wyatt was drinking. You know, Wyatt is a child. And that's I think one of the main reasons he went back home. So now he's drinking in the car because he doesn't like to keep alcohol, I guess, in the home. So as he's trying to pull his pants down, he hits the horn and then he scares himself. And then he says, "Oh, I almost shit on myself." And then they kind of started giggling and then it kind of like ruined the mood for Carrie. And so he was like, "No, no, 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 keep going, keep going, keep going." He was like, we're going to do it. And so Carrie is about to try to start playing with herself. And then her cat, she has a cat now, right? She had the cat last season. So the cat is looking directly at her. Girl. So the cat is looking directly at Carrie. So Carrie can't do it because, girl, I'm trying to, I'm trying to play with my little Kit Kat. You know what I'm saying? And then the cat looking directly at me. And so she's like, So when I tell you Aiden, girl, I said, baby, this is getting too graphic for me. Baby, Aiden licked. This is exactly what Aiden did, and then started jacking off. Now they didn't show him masturbating, of course, but they definitely showed him like licking his hand and then putting his hand down. I said, "Oh, girl." I said, "Oh, okay." Anyway, so Carrie started faking, and she was like, "Oh my goodness." Oh. And then Aiden, he, climaxed, and that was the end of it. And so she ended up telling the girls the next day that she faked phone sex um, with Aiden. At the Red Rooster at Lisa's husband's campaign reception, a cocktail reception. For some reason, for whatever reason, I don't know. Him and his friends, I guess from college, I don't know. I don't know who those men were. They got up and started singing. When I tell you in true white person fashion, shout out to the white people who watch my channel. In true white person fashion, Charlotte's husband gets up talking about, yeah, baby. Girl, what the fuck? Harry, that's I think his name is Harry. His name Harry? I think his name is Harry. He gets up talking about, yeah, baby. Sit your ass down. Anyways, Anthony apologizes to Carrie. She said it's okay. She said she was pissed, but she's over it. He said he'll try to watch what he said. That's also what his boyfriend is so cute. Um, I think isn't he from France or somewhere? I don't know. The boyfriend is cute. And then at the end, Carrie calls Aiden because she feels bad and she wants to have phone sex. And so she's about to start touching on herself. And then he's like, I can't do it because I'm in the bed with, he was in the bed with his son. And she was like, oh my God. And she heard him hung up the phone. And then she gets up out of bed and then she gets up to write because she had told Anthony's boyfriend that she hadn't written in about 2 weeks. And he was like, oh no, I have to write every day. And then she gets up and she goes to her laptop, and then it starts out. The woman wondered what she gotten herself into, and then it went off. I thought this was cute. It was cute. It was a cute episode. It was cute. Anyways, if I forgot something, which I don't think I did, which I know I always forget stuff. Even when I have stuff written down, I'll still forget. Hold on, I'm looking at the Real Housewives of Atlanta notes. Yeah, I think that's it. Anyways, all right, y'all. I'm going. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good day. Bye, y'all.